What if I told you there's a type of satellite that can see Earth even at night, in the middle of storms and under dense clouds? Today you'll discover SAR satellites, synthetic aperture radar that has become a key piece for defense, economy, and disaster response. Welcome to Hyperactive Tech. When we think of imaging satellites, we imagine cameras that depend on sunlight. But SAR works differently. Instead of waiting for light to arrive, it emits microwave pulses and measures the echo back. Since it uses longer wavelengths, it ignores clouds, smoke, and even part of vegetation. That's why it can see when optical sensors go blind. Now, SAR's trick is in the name, synthetic aperture. Instead of needing a gigantic antenna, the satellite moves along its orbit, collecting data in sequence, and then combines everything with heavy processing. The result is as if the antenna were kilometers long, delivering surprising resolution. Why does this matter? Because bad weather and nighttime cover the Earth most of the time. Ports, oil pipelines, borders, and conflict areas can't stop surveillance just because the sky closed up. With SAR, monitoring is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In emergencies, this saves lives. Floods mapped even under storms, landslides identified amid clouds, infrastructure assessed when every minute counts. SAR sees what the rest of the world can't see. There are various SAR personalities, defined mainly by the frequency used. In X-band, the focus is fine detail, urban structures, buildings, vehicles. In C-band, there's a balance between detail and coverage. In L-band, the signal penetrates vegetation more and helps detect ground deformation. And in P-band, penetration is even greater, but use is more restricted. There's no best band for everything. There's the right band for each mission. SAR satellites also change modes according to need. In Spotlight, they locked the beam on a small area for maximum resolution. In Strip Map, sweeps a continuous strip with good definition. And in ScanSAR, they cover enormous areas, sacrificing some detail to gain range and early warning. It's a game of choices, more detail or more area. How does it measure what it's seeing? Distance by timing between the emitted pulse and received echo, and the Doppler effect reveals the relative movement of the target and the satellite itself. All this is transformed by algorithms that filter, focus, and assemble the image. It seems like magic, but it's physics, mathematics, and lots of computation. There's a common myth that SAR sees inside houses. It's not like that. Radar interacts with materials and surfaces. It's great for detecting shapes, textures, and changes, but doesn't offer the X-ray vision people imagine. On the other hand, it's excellent for differentiating asphalt from dirt, metal from vegetation, structures from water, and for revealing what moves and what changed. In terms of resolution, modern commercial SARs already reach decimeters to a few meters, more than enough to detect ships, track port congestion, measure runway damage, and observe attack effects even under smoke and clouds. There's also InSAR, SAR interferometry. Here, two almost identical images captured with time difference or by two satellites are compared in phase. This comparison reveals terrain deformations of centimeters, sometimes millimeters. This is how dams, slopes, city subsidence, and volcanic activity are monitored with impressive precision. On the geopolitical chessboard, SAR changed the game. Ships that turn off transponders to disappear from the map remain visible on radar. The hull reflects. The wake betrays. Ship-to-ship oil transfers done in darkness can be mapped. In conflict zones, SAR detects runways, craters, vehicles, and movements, even when smoke or weather covers everything. The real power emerges when SAR combines with other sources. Add AIS from ships, ADS-B from aircraft, optical images, radio frequency, and meteorology. Suddenly, a mosaic of data transforms into useful intelligence. Where is it? Where is it going? What changed and why? In recent cases, SAR satellites were crucial. They mapped floods in hours while it rained non-stop, confirmed damage to runways and depots when smoke hid everything, watched entire fleets under storms, ensuring continuous situational awareness. Of course, there are limits. Resolution depends on bandwidth and power. This runs into regulations and physics. Complex urban scenes can generate shadows and granular patterns, the famous speckle, which require careful processing and interpretation. And there are also countermeasures, camouflage, target dispersion, covers that change signatures, and electronic warfare to disrupt or deceive radar. Even so, we're living a commercial SAR boom. Private constellations in X, C, and L bands are shortening the interval between passes, sometimes to just a few hours. And with APIs and artificial intelligence, images become automatic alerts. A ship appeared where it shouldn't. Something changed at the port. A new flood patch emerged. The system warrants. The future is near real-time fusion. Smaller satellites with greater band efficiency, onboard processing to send only relevant findings, and algorithms that cross SAR, optical, radio frequency, meteorology, and ship and aircraft data, delivering answers instead of just images. At the end of the day, SAR isn't just a radar photo, it's a superpower that sees through weather and night, exposes hidden patterns, and transforms uncertainty into information. From saving lives in disasters to mapping fleets trying to hide, it's already central to security, logistics, and planning. If you enjoyed understanding how SAR satellites work, hit like, subscribe to Hyperactive Tech, and comment below. Big hug, and see you in the next Insane Tech video.